So Nico said he's trying to travel hack his way to the Credit Gems meetup on March 9th, and he wants to book the dates 8th through the 10th. And he's looking at the Horseshoe and the Harrah's, which are both Caesars properties. I have Caesars Diamond, so I'm going to help him avoid the resort fees for that. He said he's never been to either one of them, so he wants to see how to get the best bang for his buck. And he's looking for two beds, right? So a two queen sort of setup. I want to show you guys how I would book that for the cheapest possible rate and get the best possible upgrade. So if you click book a hotel on the Caesars site, so Caesars.com/book here, you're going to get this little portal. And I would just honestly click one date. That's completely fine. Doesn't have to be the whole itinerary because you're going to see what we're about to do. I would click Las Vegas, the whole city, and then click search. And that's going to bring you to this tab here where you can see all the casinos. And so from here, you can very easily see like what's the difference on how, like the difference of the nights. This is just looking at the 8th, right? But like this is $25 cheaper than the Harrah's. I've never stayed at the Horseshoe. I really like the Harrah's quality suites, so I would probably bank on this one. But let's click into here. We're not going to click select a room. We're actually going to click the rate calendar to see a 30-day overview. So that way we can make better decisions from here. So look, it can get as cheap as $9 for me on these weekdays, but he wants to be staying 8th through the 10th. So we have more expensive days here. But I've literally gotten the suite that I'm going to show you guys a video of for $11.50 or something like that. It was crazy because I booked the cheapest room and then I got upgraded to the suite. But yeah, so this $64 price tag is talking about if you spend the night from the 8th to the 9th. And even though we're clicking on this number 9 right here, we are not paying this $121. That $121 is talking about if you were to spend the 9th and check out on the 10th. So we'll set that up. So I don't know why it's not letting me. Let me reset the dates. Bam. I don't fucking know why. Please choose another date to arrive. Oh, these are hot dates. So it wants you to stay 2 nights, not just that date. That's like kind of a blackout date pretty much. But anyways, he wants to be staying the 8th to the 10th. By the way, if he stayed, from the 10th to the 11th, that would be $99. And if he stayed from the 11th to the 12th, also $99 because that's what it's showing. If he stays the 12th to the 13th, look, it's $9 now because this number is talking about spending the night to check out on this date. Anyways, that's just to make sense of these numbers that we're seeing. Let's click the 8th through the 10th. We have an average of $92 per night because it's taking this price and it's averaging it by 2. Remember, we're not paying for this 99 over here. So sometimes, like, just to really harp down on that, sometimes you could be clicking a date like this, but checking out on a specific date. That's like super expensive, but that shouldn't scare you because you're not paying that price because you're checking out that particular day. So anyways, March 8th through the 10th, average $92. For the cheapest option, it's going to be a 1 queen. And he said he wanted 2 queen beds, right? So if he really was like trying to get the cheapest possible price and he has Caesar's Diamond, so he knows he could possibly get some upgrades when he gets there, and he knows worst case, he can just order a rollout bed, right? He can book the cheapest night here and then talk to the front desk and say, hey, is it possible I can get upgraded from a 1 queen to a 2 queen bed? Are there any 2 queen options here today? And he could get a free upgrade just to that different type of room, which in this case is worth like $24 more. So he would just get a little extra $24 per night in value for free just because they would give it to him. If he wants to really lock in 2 queens, like he absolutely needs 2 queens, then yes, he would book the cheapest possible 2 queen bedroom option, which is $113 per night, and then work from there. That way he knows he can't get screwed and just get stuck with this 1 queen. But for the most part, even in a normal room, a rollout bed will do it. Most likely, I mean, you guys can just split the cost. Maybe whoever sits on the rollout bed or sleeps on the rollout bed pays a little less, whatever. But like that's a big tip for a lot of people is that you can request a rollout bed to basically have a second bed, a second mattress for whoever's in that room, even if it's a 1 queen, like a room that only actually has 1 like fancy bed. So based on your priorities or like who's okay with what, you can decide on that. I usually travel solo, so I'm always just going to book the cheapest possible thing, which is usually a one queen or a one king situation. So I'd book the cheapest, and then I'd call, or not call, I'd be at the front desk trying to get into a suite type of product, or multiple beds if that's a priority to me. So I'm going to try to get him into the suite products. So these are all Valley Deluxe rooms. Anything that says room is not a suite, but they get more expensive as they get more cool. Let's go down to the cheapest possible suite. So the Mountain Junior Executive Suite. This might be one of the ones that I got. It looks, actually mine looked a little different than that, but had the little shelf area here, living room area, and then a separate area for the bed. It's about double the square footage. He can probably get upgraded into this. He just might have to deal with not getting two actual mattresses, right? Like it's not a two queen. This is a one king. But this is a couch that rolls out. So, somebody could be cool with sleeping on the couch, or they can request a rollout bed. There's also a suite that does have two queen beds. So there is a Mountain Executive Suite, two queen, but it's more expensive. So the best possible scenario would be to book the one queen room and get upgraded to the two queen suite, right? I don't even think there's anything better than that. But that's obviously leaving a little bit up to chance. You could possibly negotiate. Sometimes they're like, hey, we just can't do it this weekend for free. We got to charge, an extra $20 or an extra $50 per night. And then you can make that call there and say, okay, well, let's not do the two queen suite. What about just a two queen room instead of the one queen room that we booked? And they might be able to, it's literally a back and forth. Like nothing is set in stone. So they might be able to pull strings for you. It's people at the end of the day, you guys. So just remember, there's people behind the desk. You have to sweet talk them. We make a joke. It's a pun, right? SUITE, like sweet talk. But you're literally going back and forth, trying to be personable, smile, make them feel like they're actually a human, and they'll pull strings for you. Like nothing is set in stone. So I can probably pull this off. It's just not going to be like a 30-second deal at the desk. It's probably going to be like 5 minutes. Maybe they have to call somebody. Maybe they have to tell me like, wait a little bit because that room's getting prepared. Whatever. I'll take it. I'll sit around the corner. I'll go get a drink or play something at the table games to get the room that I want for sure. And this other stuff doesn't really matter. These aren't even suites, actually. These are like other pool type stuff, cabana style stuff. But yeah, that's what I would do. So I would be able to possibly get $282 per night value for that $92 up top, which if I got this quality room, I would be checking out for, let's see how much. Boom. So I'd be getting $640.40 in value for $92 a night. So that'll come out to be what, 180 something dollars, and I'm getting this much value. So that's pretty dope. So yeah, in this case, $209.13 at the bottom here. And yeah, that's how I would do it. And even if you ever see like the resort fees showing on here, as long as you're a Diamond member, you don't have to worry about those resort fees actually getting charged to you. They will always waive them at the front desk, but you can confirm that they waive them at the front desk because sometimes they're just going through the motions and they might not see that you're a Diamond member. So I always hand them my ID with my Diamond card, and then I always mention it in the conversation at some point. I kind of went a little like super high level on this, and some people like a 60-second explanation, but I like to go surgical with it. So hopefully that helped people see kind of my way of thinking on how I would get the cheapest possible room and then upgrade it to the best possible room. So it involves booking the cheapest room, having status like Caesar's Diamond, and then sweet talking at the desk. And that's basically it. Yeah. And if you do that on a weekday, you can get it for like literally $9. I've gotten as low as $6 before, if not completely comped. So yeah, hopefully that helped.